Hello everyone. Um, good evening. Today I want to share with you the real problem of Nigeria that nobody is seeing. The real problem. You hear people talk about a lot of things. People say politicians. The very common one is politicians against the people. That's because of the level of ignorance that many of us have. The real problem of Nigeria is not politicians. It's not politicians against the people. No. We are all the same people. Politicians, commoners, all of that are all the same people. We're all trapped in the same, whether it's a paradigm, whether it's a rat race, I don't know what to call it. We're all in the same mess. And what you're seeing politicians do is the same thing you see in civil service. It's the same thing you see in the business world. It's the same thing you see in the corporate world. It's the same thing you see among individuals, even in families, among that common people selling in the market, your neighbors, your own brothers and sisters. The system is the real enemy here. The system is the real problem. The system we've inherited, this system that we have refused to address, has made or turned all of us into monsters. The system is the issue. Politicians that you blame today are just people who are taking advantage of the system. And by no means justifying their acts, yes, but you must also understand that it's human nature. These are things that are common. Even in the Western world, the most civilized places in the world, people would take advantage of any loophole they find. That's human nature for you. So if you understand that, you'll be at peace. You know how to deal with people. It's very important that people be good, people be noble, people be credible and all of that. Yeah, but unfortunately, that's not what we have. The politician you're blaming today is the same person or the act that politicians are carrying out today that you are not happy about is the same thing that your girlfriend does who doesn't love you, who has stuck with you because of your money. They're all the same thing. It's the same thing that man who is not ready to get married to you, he knows he's not in love with you, he knows he's not going to marry you, he just leads you along and wastes all your years, then at the end of the day dumps you. It's the same thing. It's the same thing where lawyers will come and say, okay, you want to buy a land of millions of naira. He looks for how to, get the lion's share. Everybody wants to take advantage of the system. So, as we continue to look onto politicians as the problem, we will not see or will continue to be blind to what the real issue is. Politicians, leaders cannot fix the problem. They can't. They will continue to take advantage of the system. And because we are too accustomed to shifting blames, we're not prepared to take responsibilities. We look onto others. By the end of the day, we get nowhere with that. It leads us to nowhere. The truth is that politicians are not the problems. They are just a product of the system. We need to understand that so that we can shift our attention from them to the real problem and those who can fix it. Like I said, I'm not justifying any politician. I'm not in support of them. I don't support any politician. I have no business with them. But I'm trying to point out to you the real deal so you understand it. So that we stop wasting our time, wasting our lives on the wrong things. For example, we as a people are the real problem. Not example now, sorry. We are the real problem. Why do I say so? Now, let me give you an instance. In a situation of trying to run our lives, run our country, we have used trust instead of accountability to deal with people who will entrust national responsibilities to. It's not done anywhere. We expect our leaders to be trustworthy. How can you expect people to be trustworthy in a matter of your life? You can't blame the devil for being the devil. You cannot. You can only blame yourself for going to have dealings with the devil. Yeah, politicians are devil, yeah, because of the lack of conscience and the way they do their things with our national issues. But whose fault is it? The decency you see in the Western world today, in the most civilized places today in the world, is because of how much monitoring, how much implementations of laws, how much sustenance of a system that keeps everybody in check. That's why people are decent everywhere. It's not that people in the UK, people in the US, people in Japan or Singapore are more organized than us. No, they have something that keeps them in check. We don't. What we have that keeps us in check is, we hope. We're hoping that the devil will become an angel someday. We trust. These are the wrong things to use as tools in driving your life. If you do not, I know most of us live like that. It's a problem. At the end of the day, we begin to cry foul. Oh, it's wicked. Oh, it's this, it's that. Because we don't take time to do a lot of things. You can see that in another example where you see somebody who is living abroad for a long time. He just keeps sending money home for people to build structures for him, to erect something, to start a business, to build a house for him. At the end of the day, he discovers that when he gets home to his country, there's no building. He has spent millions for nothing. I'm trying to paint the picture for you so you understand where the problem is. And when he gets home, he discovers that he has wasted all his life saving and everything. That's our problem. That's who we are. We, the people, are part of the problem. Our method is part of the problem. We're not thinking deep enough. Like the man who invests or put all his money in someone else, hoping that that person would, out of the sheer goodwill that he has, will do me justice, or we deliver, we build that house for me. Trust. When you should do your findings, when you should do your research, when you should hold the person accountable, when you should have other countermeasures to checkmate, to ensure that the work is being done. You didn't do any of that. It's my brother, it's my cousin, it's my this. You trust all your millions to the person, your life to the person, and at the end of the day, to whom much is given, according to some comedians, they say, to whom much is given, don't run. To whom much is given, don't run. Carry your money, run. So we are so carefree as a people. We are irresponsible as a people. We are waiting for other people to do our job for us, to do our biddings for us. We want to relax and we want to relax and have everything fine in life. We're not prepared for life. We're not prepared for this thing. We're just hanging in there and hoping. We're hopeful people. That's why we continue to pursue religion, even when we are not seeing the light in it. We don't evaluate, we don't question, we don't do all of that. At the end of the day, we blame A, blame B, blame C. And you know what? We'll remember where we are. It's not going to change. So we need to shift our attention from politicians. These guys are not capable or fixing the problem. They are not the problem. Don't let anybody deceive you. I just want to start changing some of these narratives, because true change comes as a result of awareness. The mind has to be awake. People have to know what the truth is and redirect their lives. Otherwise, we'll keep going down and down and nobody cares. The same issue is also happening to us. You discover that we always want to appeal or want to speak to the sympathy of others to come to our aid. It doesn't work like that. You see Africans saying we have to love ourselves as Africans to work together. Love does not work in the place of diplomacy. Love doesn't work. Africans hate themselves. That's not true, because it is not. We need to understand these things. It's not the way it works. The Caucasians don't love themselves. If they do, Ukraine and Russia won't be fighting today. Russia and the United States won't be hating each other. France and UK won't be hating each other as we see today. So there's no love anywhere in the place of diplomacy. Love only exists between you and your family. Okay? People in the Southeast are crying, they are killing us. They expect that, they hope that, those in the West will somehow, something will touch their heart. No, you have to enforce things. You have to know how to enforce things. What am I trying to say tonight? What I'm trying to make you understand that here is that the problem is the system that all of us are caught up in. As individuals, as government bodies, as whatsoever, we're all caught up in it. The politicians cannot fix it. The politicians are not a problem. The politicians are not different from the ordinary Nigerians. It's the same thing. Some people will say, it's their turn. Yeah, the Emilokon situation that Tinubu has is in the grassroots. It's not just about Tinubu. I heard that for many years in my life among many people. This is that one day go reach my turn. One day my person will enter. It's a very natural something. So Emilokon, let's not attribute it to Tinubu. It's a Nigerian thing. The Nigerian thing is, and that's why they said from the citizenry comes our leaders. So we are all the same. If you say politicians are the problem, you are the problem. I am the problem. You're pointing fingers to A and B. They're also pointing fingers to you. Who can solve this problem? It is you and I. The ordinary people. It is in your hands, it is in my hands, that the power to change our lives lies in. Not some set of individuals who are less than 5,000 or less than 10,000 who are politicians. They are less than that in number. It is your call and my call. When apartheid was going on in South Africa, they had people, black people, who were also part of the government, of the apartheid government. Did anything change? Until South Africans rose up, nothing changed. In what's it called? In United States of America during the emancipation, led by Martin Luther King Jr., there were black people also in government who were working for the people. During the slave trade, there were also slaves who were part of the system, helping to capture other slaves. When you cannot change the system, according to many people, they join them, even though they have a different philosophy. If you cannot change them, leave them. But the general public philosophy is, if you cannot change them, you join them. And that's what politicians are doing. That's what many people are doing. That's what I want to let us know tonight. It's our call. It's our responsibility. We need to rise and do the needful. We need to remove our eyes from our brothers and sisters and look at what the real problem is. And that's why I tell people, the foundation problem you have is not the people in your village. It's not that old woman in your village. It is the system. The system is the greatest foundation power holding you. Because a lot of Christians, back in the day where we were among them, that's the narrative. You're fasting and praying for the wrong thing, and nothing is changing. We're not seeing it. Our eyes are still closed. We're doing one thing over again and expecting a different result. They say it's insanity, So please, we need to understand that many people still don't get it. Many of our top leaders still don't get it. That's why they go into elections, they keep on campaigning, keep on telling you this and that. Our leaders are not the problem. They are a product of the problem. Like I have always said to people that bad governance, corruption is not the problem of Nigeria. Those things are just symptoms of the problem. Division is our problem. We are divided. And we can fix the country in a way whereby even in our division we can work together by restructuring and having everybody govern themselves and teaming up. That's the best way. It will solve a lot of things for us. I've also told you that you cannot hold leaders accountable in Nigeria because of religion and ethnicity. And we are seeing it today. The people of a certain tribe can only hold their own leader accountable. For example, the Yorubas are not going to let the Igbos or the Hausas rubbish Tinubu because tribe is in place. It is only Yorubas that can address Tinubu. So it applies to North, so it applies to East, and that is it. But when you restructure, Tinubu can only govern the Yoruba. He can't govern Nigeria. So they will tear him apart if he is misbehaving. I don't know if I'm making sense. There's a lot of things to say. The system is the problem. The system that has been offered to us, that we have inherited. I don't want to go into all of that, but what I want you to understand today is the only people who have the power to address this issue is you and I, the common people. And we'll try as much as possible to enlighten you, to inform you about these things so that you will become abreast and awaken. Until we awaken, we cannot solve this problem. What's this man's name? Forgetting his name now. One of the greatest advocates to end slavery in America. He said he could not free some people because in their mind, they didn't see anything wrong with slavery. I'm trying to get his name now. It's a black man, very prominent. I don't know, I'm just forgetting. Yeah, so that is it. You need to free your mind to understand. The same politicians are complaining of, that's the same set of people we see in churches, in religious organizations, in mosques. The same thing. There's no difference. It's all the same people who are struggling, trying to survive and trying to take advantage of the system. If we continue to look onto those people as a problem, we will never find a solution. We will never. So that's what I want to share with you today. I hope you get that, and let's redirect our mind and stand up. Thank you.